Can you grab one there?
Oh, we play here.
Drums is already named, right?
Yes, quite a bit.
Joao's guitar is already the exact replica of a Fender.
The silhouette. There are controversies, right?
The body silhouette is...
Yes, the silhouette, but it has a bunch of little things that
differ from a standard model. And do you use stainless steel on all your guitars, Joao? And what difference do you feel between stainless steel and the other?
Man, look, let's just go. There we go. Right. Should I lower it here?
All right. All right.
We're going to go back to the same talk about tone and such. There are people who say stainless steel sounds too metallic.
Don't you feel that?
Man, look, first of all, I think that to say whether it does or doesn't, the test has to be done almost under STP, standard temperature and pressure conditions. Just kidding, back in engineering, we used to say that, so I try to do the tests when I can, in the best way possible to give me a reference. So for example, with this guitar, if you put brass frets, right, made of alpaca, will it change? I will have to remove these frets. First, I will have to record it very well, doing the same thing with the same pressure, striking the strings in the same place. Maybe it should be with the same force. Then remove everything. Have to store it new, like that to try. And then do it.
But in terms of comfort, do you feel what you want?
No doubt. There are people, for example, and that's fine. There are people who, like, I think TORCUATO is even one of them, who thinks that stainless steel makes bending difficult. Why? Because it's very smooth. Got it. But TORCUATO, he has a, I think I even heard him say it here or somewhere. He has a connection with a bend like that. And really, he's like an arrow, man. He goes. He aims and goes, reaches the place. I don't really have that. I actually like it's that my pursuit with Fender is different. So for me, now, the big advantage is that you never need to adjust the fret again, right? It doesn't wear out and stuff, so.
You only see advantages, right?
For me, yes. Do you agree too? Totally.
So, man, switch to stainless steel. We already have a definitive answer here because this topic has come up. And in the comments, there are some people...
No, of course not, because there might be people who have difficulty with the part. Because I'll even quickly grab one. Like, when you were talking, you were saying... Sorry, when you were talking, let's call Joao and such, and then it was even off the record here. We were talking, when I arrive, I'll talk about the importance of construction. Because you talk about wood, you talk about... And construction, what, and for me, is the most important thing. For a luthier to know how to read what do you intend with that instrument? If you can explain well, there's still that, what you want if you are listening. So it is like this. Then you talk about the wood, the construction. Why? Because of the comfort. And comfort, as you well said, we are all different. So something that is comfortable for you is not for me. So I think that is the great advantage of making an instrument with a luthier. When you have already discovered what you are looking for, and sometimes you you know how to express it in words. In my case, I think I know reasonably well because I studied a lot of things. I tinker from time to time. I work with wood. I make things, and so on. So I have a mini. Anyway.
Enough for you to communicate.
Exactly. So, like, when you said, oh, no, change everyone. Put stainless steel, but the guys who have this feel difficulty with the bend. Look, just, there are people who will. Oh, I also have a spectacular aim. And I prefer not to exert so much force to reach. I get there the same way. This is personal.
And there's also the thing, for example, string 0, 10. Sometimes the guy switches to an arrow 9. He thinks it's too loose. Low action or high action. Some people prefer a high action.
And without taking into account the habit, when I saw you talking, when you got here, so what? I said, look, spectacular, but I need to.
Spend more time with it, right?
Why? Because I was comfortable with another instrument, you know? So you go into something here, then suddenly it's a dog. Why just one tone? Exactly. That's another. You asked for it. I asked. Everything that's there, I asked for. All right. Because, for example, again, we are individuals. The way I play, many times I hit the volume, the hand bumps into it. Then I started developing something where the hand lifts at a certain point. Actually, I don't even need to because I wouldn't bump into it, but it's already, it's already a preset here, avoiding a potential problem. And then what did I do with my other statuses? I removed the volume 1 because I don't use a separate tone for each thing, which is something we can talk about regarding statuses because, anyway, I think everyone who has a Strat has already noticed that when you take position 1 or position 5, which is the neck pickup or the bridge pickup, you tone your amplifier for that, especially us. I think we really like the neck pickup.
So this one here, this position 2 here.
Exactly. Let's just take these two positions as an example. You take the neck position, then you tone the amplifier for that. Or you're with the amount of treble you want, the amount, then you switch on to the position of both neck and middle, and the sound already becomes just like my voice, and the volume drops. Then I would say, there are people who do this, and it doesn't change. What happens? And then I kept researching, and I discovered a connection that Scott Fender, along with John Surf, reached a solution to solve this problem. Then I found the scheme. And then I did it on my old one. And then when I told him, I said, man, I want to put this on it. But then you need a different switch, which they call a super switch or mega switch. And then what basically happens? Tony, the only one, it only works for the pickups individually.
Only this and this position, 1 and 5.
No, the middle one too. Oh, the middle, right? All individual, all the combinations. The circuit bypasses everything. It doesn't even reach the capacitor, goes straight to the plug. And what do? Then I tone the AMP for the position. Oh, sorry, A2, right? A2, which is what you like, 2. Then I add all the treble I want. But when I put it on the neck becomes very sharp. Then I adjust it on the tone. Then I balanced everyone.
The neck becomes sharper.
Yes, because when you put it, no. I'm not saying, we're taking as an example the neck in position 1 and position 2. That's what you said you like more. So let's take that. So as an example, in this case, you set your amp in position 2 because position 2 is more muffled. Then you add more treble, adjust it, and it's set, okay? It's mainly treble, right? Then you set it, okay? Then you switch to the neck pickup only. And when you play, it will be very sharp. Then you adjust it with the tone. So normally my tone is set to 8. Yeah, I've asked here. No, it's not a problem. It will be kind of like this, understand? And then everything becomes balanced.
And how long did you spend on the conversion? For the instrument's words.
Do you remember, did it take long? About 8 years, isn't it? In this life.
In this life, no, literally.
Look, it was interesting, in my opinion, perhaps a reunion, right? It was very unusual. Very unusual. We kind of talked about it off the record. I was like admiring his instruments that I saw on Instagram for a long time. Then I watched the video, him explaining this red stock thing and talking about a lot of stuff. I said, wow, his perspective is interesting, right? And one day I saw a picture of him with a friend of mine from Mato Grosso. And that's it. Now I'm remembering something to tell you. That when I went to this friend's house there in Mato Grosso, from the south of the south, sorry, but Mato Grosso do Sul, He showed me some guitars. He said, there's a guy who makes guitars here. And I don't know what this Vandu guy is who makes the computers. So I had already played Vandu's guitars before even knowing he existed. Then one day I saw a picture of him who lives in the south with this friend of mine from Mato Grosso do Sul, Cole, on the guy's Instagram, that you know.
No, man, that's the channel.
Yeah.
I said, how do I?
And he's a friend of Paulo Calasanji, who is a great keyboardist friend of mine. I said, from Paulo. Yes. From the brothers. I said, oh no, then the guy's phone number is possible.
She called, sent a message. I called. You sent a message asking if I could call.
I said no, then I said, like this, man, I'm with. Then I spoke quickly, right? I said, I have a project like this. I don't know if you're up for doing another instrument. I came there, the story happens quickly, and I said, I'm thinking of doing it. And the channel is an excellent listener. He stays there. You keep talking. Then I kept talking, look, I want to do it like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. Just two knobs. Look, just look at the angle of the switch. It's different from other Fenders. It's more parallel. Why? Because when I'm playing, I accidentally hit this switch and change positions unintentionally. Then I already put it. Then, when I said everything I wanted, he said, man, you won't believe it. Right, God? He said, I have a project. That's basically this, man. Which is the Gaucha. That didn't even exist yet. That didn't exist yet. That's the Gaucha, right? Does this one have a name? Stratocaster. Let me see, huh? Let me see, huh? If it is. Look there, look here. Another different thing. Then the implication is for her. Sometimes I have difficulty pulling the cable here. I always get the angle wrong, and I'm afraid of forcing it. And for me, an instrument because of touring, and these things, including recording, because I'm the guy, I go to the recording. I'll take 2 guitars, 3 at most, usually. I take only 1. So it can't have a problem. You know, if there's a problem, for example, if I have a problem, I know how to disassemble, solder, and do all those things, but sometimes I don't have the time to do that.
Thank you for watching this segment of the Starling Cast. You can watch the full episode here in the video description. And take advantage, if you're a guitarist, to join the largest virtual school in Brazil exclusively for guitarists by clicking on the QR code or in the video description.
Wait for you there.